Hey guys, welcome back to Beyond the Edge of Owlsgard. Alright, I did consult a walkthrough because I couldn't fathom what I was supposed to do here, but it has something to do with the strong wind that is going on here. And I didn't realize, but there is this window here. We are supposed to open it.
Gee! Oh, that's some wind. It's a strong draught. And it's going out through the hole on the other side. Quite a maelstrom.
Aha! Is it? So that's how we get rid of the spider. So let's try.
There she flies away.
Exactly. So now we can open the healer's office.
Hello?
All right, I'm coming. Forgive my absence. I had to take care of some quite injured people in there. Let me tell you, by the hairy nostrils of my grandmother, I really have my hooves full since those machines appeared here.
Well, we thought maybe you could help us.
I will, if I can. By the way, I hope my overzealous assistant didn't cause you any trouble.
Just a little.
She is new around here. It always takes a while for spiders to adapt to our ways. Never mind. Off to the exam room. What on earth have you done to my cabinet? Well, whatever. There are more important things to do. And please, close that darn window. Thanks. I see you've already brought me a new patient. I will take care of her immediately. How else can the old healer Stenac help you? Amputations, nose hair extensions, a noble laxative made from only the best local herbs.
Well, long story short, we're trying to stop the wolves. They've opened the portal in the ancient site of the owls.
I heard about that. They are looking for something there.
We're on the trail of something ancient and powerful that may decide the fate of our world.
I don't know if I can be of much help to you, but feel free to talk to me if you want to know something more specific. I'll take care of your friend for now. Wolf, you cultivate unusual friendships.
We need her help. She and her knowledge could be the key to ending this machine madness.
I can try a bandage and a healing herbal ointment. Aside from the beating she received from her fellow wolves, the toxic thorn pricks got her pretty badly. My herbal ointment will be able to alleviate some of the symptoms, like dizziness, but still, you would need something stronger to also numb the pain. Unfortunately, I don't have the funds for that at the moment.
Maybe we can find something else that might help.
I just wouldn't know what.
I would though, but we are going to talk to you first.
Well, there's something...
I am listening.
So, you're some kind of doctor here?
That's right. The only one within hundreds of kilometers. Practicing medicine, operating, and mixing herbs is my thing. Admittedly, my knowledge of healing practices is a bit outdated, and some of my tools are already rusty and worn out. But whatever, my patients survive my operations. Sometimes, at least.
That sounds... great! What can you tell me about the area?
We are on a rather mysterious island here, full of things bearing witness to times long past. But sadly, most of us have no clue about anything more specific. The site, along with the towers, are said to have been built 1,000 years ago by the owls, as far as I know.
Do you know anything about the old site?
When I was little, I used to sneak around there trying to get in. However, it was in vain. Still, the secrets hidden away by the owls occupied my mind. It is almost unbelievable that the wolves managed to get inside somehow.
Do you know anything about the towers?
I'm a bit stumped on that one. I always thought they were watchtowers or something like that. But since the wolves activated them, the true purpose of the towers seems to have become clear.
Do you know anything?
But
Wrong question.
Do you
This
know
one.
anything about the Wall of Fog?
it borders our world. In my youth, I was foolish enough to venture into it. It was the strangest experience I've ever had. It was as if the ground was slowly disappearing beneath me, and as if I were being pulled deeper and deeper into a gigantic nothingness. If a friend of mine hadn't pulled me out of there, by Saint Hippo, I don't even want to think about what might have happened.
I know. What happened to your patient?
Him over there, one of those horrible machine creatures almost turned him into porridge. Near the coast, there is a gigantic specimen of those creatures, and it seems to love crushing anything that gets too close to its steel feet. We're lucky that thing hasn't come to our village yet.
Nothing more.
All right then.
Alright, so we know what to do. We are going to give the doctor the painkillers.
This will help her.
Ooh, that feels better. The pain, it's gone.
Nevertheless, sit for a while and rest a bit. Physically, you are still in a very unstable state.
And I guess I'll finally have a chance to fill my two friends here in on everything.
You were telling us about how your father is making a big mistake.
And something about that scepter.
Listen to me. I'll start from the beginning. Because more or less, I'm the one to blame for everything here. Nothing is as we believe it is, Finn. When I was a kid, I used to sneak around the old storage room at our headquarters. A place of many mysteries and innumerable quantities of captured goods that had been piled up there for centuries. My father, however, was not supposed to find out about me sneaking around there. I crept around the old boxes and opened up some here and there. The things in them were old and broken, so they didn't pique my interest. Except for this one box, further back in the dark. I seemed to be the first to ever open it. It was full of old documents, and what I saw in them seemed inexplicable to me. Thanks to my mother's teachings of the old languages, I was able to decipher the text somewhat. The documents told of some kind of story about events from over 1,000 years ago. They told of another world in which our ancestors used to live, but were under constant threat from another strange, alien species. Throughout the years, this species claimed more and more territory for itself, and our ancestors got pushed back further and further. Our ancestors would have slowly went extinct if it wasn't for one owl. She was the most powerful mage us animals had seen up to that time. She was able to cast a mighty spell, a spell that was desperately needed to save the animals from certain doom. She did all this with the help of her equally powerful scepter. And do you know what she created? Our world. Or rather, a copy of the world in which the animals were living in up till that time. A mirror version that exists to this day, separate from time and space, completely kept alive by the magical power of the scepter. Here we were supposed to be safe, or so our ancestors had hoped. Have you ever wondered why something like an infinite wall of fog borders our world? As I said, the power of the scepter has its limits. It was unable to create a complete copy of the original world, but instead, only a small part.
Wow, this is really intense stuff. I presume this mighty scepter still exists?
It does, yes. In a hidden place that the owls have chosen here on this island. Behind this portal.
So the scepter must give the wielder tremendous power over our world, right?
Like any spell, however, it only has limited power. The day would come when the scepter's energy would slowly wane, which would result in the stability of our world slowly diminishing. Bit by bit, our lands and nature would slowly dissolve and make way for the original world from which the copy we know was created.
Wait, so it has already begun? And all these machines and strange places?
Are nothing more than the first glimpses into the old world, which assimilates into our slowly disintegrating world. At the moment, our world resembles a slice of Swiss cheese, with parts of the old world peeking through every new hole that appears.
Sounds pretty gross.
The machine creatures also seem to travel into our world through these holes. And as far as I have witnessed, they have been bringing all the animals they have caught here back into the old world.
So my family's there too.
It won't be long until everything we know will have dissolved, and we find ourselves transported back to the world of our ancestors. Or in what has remained of it during our 1,000-year-long absence.
That's terrible! Can't this be averted somehow?
The ancient documents say that you must take the scepter and reactivate its magic power. Only then can everything be reverted.
By the way, how did your father find out about all this?
The day these machine creatures appeared, I remembered what I read in the old documents when I was little. I went down into the storage room for the first time in years, where I hoped to find solutions to the problem. This turned out to be a mistake.
Jarlena, what are you doing? Didn't I forbid you? Wait, what are these documents?
Nothing, Father.
Show me.
It's just,
Immediately!
My father learned all about the scepter, and from that point on, he was obsessed with it.
Then we should find that scepter as soon as possible and reactivate its magic before your father does, and possibly does something stupid with it.
Well, have you been able to open the portal yet?
Yes, we have.
Fantastic. I'll meet you there.
We're as good as there.
I just need a few more minutes to gather my strength, and then we'll put an end to all this.
I can hardly believe all this. What an absolutely insane story. You really need to tell me more about this.
Alright. So I guess we will just go to the site then and meet Jarlena there. So that story is indeed insane. But it's a nice little twist, I have to say. There she is.
There you are. Quick, follow me. We don't have a moment to lose.
Okay, let's follow her.
Just look at that.
The only question now is how we're going to get up that tower.
Climbing up there would take forever.
That won't be necessary. Look. If I'm not mistaken, there is a statue of an owl over here in the dark. Gwen, your turn. You must put your wings on the statues. According to the scriptures, this sets off a secret mechanism that can only be triggered by owls.
Well, here we go. Whoa! Tubular!
These were some of the finer details in the documents that I managed to keep hidden from my father. So we have a crucial advantage on our side. And that's exactly why I wanted to take you with me since the beginning, Gwen.
Let's go up, I'd say.
You found the scepter for real this time.
Is this that big pointy fork we've been looking for?
That must be it.
I'm freaking out. We did it, my friends! Oh, didn't expect that. This statue has a firm grip on the scepter. I can't get it off.
Another reason I've wanted to bring you along since the beginning, Gwen. Only an owl can set the second mechanism in motion.
Say, why didn't you just ask me all nicely in the first place? You could have spared me that whole kidnapping thing at your headquarters.
My father would have become suspicious if he saw that I had suddenly befriended an owl. I was going to talk to you secretly about my intentions, if Finn hadn't run off with you before I was able to do so.
Oh, okay. I get it. Sounds plausible, I guess.
Can we talk about this later, please?
He's got a point.
You must touch the wings.
Wicked!
Now someone has to take it and reactivate the magic power.
And, how are we supposed to do that?
Well, well. Who do we have here? A roebuck and an owl.
That guy again. You wolves sure climb fast.
It must have been quite relaxing using that convenient staircase. Our climbing tour, on the other hand, was quite sweat-inducing. What the... Jarlena? How? This cursed roebuck! What has he done to you?
Father, no!
Jarek, please! We only want to...
These two, they are manipulating you. Just like how their ancestors did with your grandfather.
No, the scepter, it...
Please believe me. You have to leave it to us because...
If I hear one more word, I'll cut open that treacherous roebuck and owl right in front of you. Clever girl. So these two have convinced you to lead them here? Well, then let them be witnesses to our triumph. The Scepter. Forgotten for all those centuries. It had no choice but to waste all its magic power here. For a world in which we wolves are put away by you.
Jarek, my kind was afraid of you wolves. Plain and simple. You're dangerous. And your tribe was responsible for burning down the Library of the Owls.
Don't forget what your kind was responsible for during the last centuries. There once was a time when my ancestors dreamed about peacefully coexisting with your species. But despite every effort they made to find common ground with you, they learned again and again that the fear of us is deeply rooted in all of you. This taught me that, unfortunately, our situation required a more drastic solution. And as you can see from my little troop, I am not alone in my viewpoint. You've told us where we belong for so long. But now, with the Scepter, I'll finally be able to create a world in which we get to decide that. The beginning of our reign has now come.
Please, don't do it!
I have it! I feel the power!
You're about to feel something else. Ha!
Holy moly.
What happened?
A lot, Finn.
Gwen? Jarlena? Apparently I'm still in the cave, but everything except the rocks is gone. Where'd everybody go?
That is a very, very good question. Okay, so apparently, I feel like We are going to start a new chapter once we go into that crack. But guys, I'm really sorry, we are nearing the end of the episode mark, and I feel like, even though this is a cliffhanger, this is just a nice spot to end the episode. So if you want to know what's going to happen once we enter that crack, you'll have to tune in next time for Beyond the Edge of Owlsgard. See you then.